Metro Detroit golfers, it's Tuesday. I'm Chad.
And I'm Ben.
We are here with the Tuesday Tip of the Week, and this week we'd like to help you learn some strategies and tools that you can do to help manage your post-shot reaction, turn that reaction into a response. The last couple of weeks we've been talking about ways to help yourself and get things uncluttered. This week we're going to talk specific. So what can we do on the back end of these shots to help everybody?
You could do a lot of different things, right?
Good luck.
We have a choice when it comes to how we respond to a golf shot. And here's a lot of times where the problem lies is when you attach emotion to an event, it actually gets stored in the part of your brain. It's called the amygdala. So every time we're freaking out after we hit a golf shot, we are storing that shot. So to us, it's really important that you store your good ones and you just let go of the bad ones. You react neutral to the poor outcomes that we get on the course.
Cool. Let one go and demonstrate what normal would be. Like,
sure.
What do we see? So here's what it looks like from our perspective.
Stop! The hell's wrong with my swing? I can't break 100. I hate this game. I can never hit good shots. It's pissing. I don't even know why I play. I'm going to throw my clubs on the curb this afternoon. This game sucks.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm done now.
So that's we've seen that. So downright rage is where it can go for people, yeah. And then a lot of times people, it's more subtle. So it's sometimes rage, and then sometimes it's more subversive. And what would that look like? What would that sound like?
Usually it's internally the stories that you're starting to tell yourself. So I'll go through the narrative internally, what's usually going on in people's minds. Like, wow, that was really embarrassing. Oh my gosh, my swing is broken. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm playing in this company outing. My boss is watching. Oh my gosh, what if I get fired because of this? I am so bad at this game. It's typically what it sounds like. Oof.
And then that perpetuates, and that goes on and on and on. And the more you tell that story,
5 hours.
Yeah, the more you tell that story, the worse it gets. So here's what we're gonna do instead. Let one go, and then I don't want you to try to hit it perfect. Like, don't do what you usually do. Hit it good. do something different, man.
Do something different.
What club you got? 790?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to do a little activity here. What do you got? 180? 170?
170 is good.
All right. So the ball's going to do something. Let it rip. And then we're going to see if we can talk Ben through what to do that will be helpful instead. Okay, good one. So having said that, you could rage out. Then you have that
Option
choice.
A.
Yeah. You could think there's something wrong with your swing, or we can do it differently. So I'm going to ask you to tell me as objectively as you can what that ball did. What did the ball do?
The ball hit the hazel and went to the right.
Very good. So clean, no story, no drama, just saying objectively what the ball did, yes?
Yep.
And then in that, he even kind of said why the ball went to the right. It's because it hit the
Hazel.
Yeah, very good. So you can say that without feeling bad about yourself.
No, it's very objective. I'm not judging myself. The ball hit the hazel, went to the right.
Very good. So we know that because he's being objective and clean and clear and cool, we could say, all right, so you know that it went to the right because you hit the hazel. Yes?
Yep.
All right, now on this one, it would set up, because we're being objective, it would set up an idea of what we could do different. Now, if I asked you to try on this next one to interact with the toe or make toe contact, could you commit to one thing to try to make that happen?
Yeah, no problem. So I'm just going to run an experiment to see whether or not that helps me.
Okay. Oh, that was different.
Yes.
Okay, so on the back end of these shots, first strategy is get very, very clear on what the ball did. The ball went to the right because it hit off the hazel, yes? Or the ball went 60 yards left because the face was closed. Any numbers of things, yeah? The more objective you can be in saying what the ball did, the more you can start to move towards specific action.
Yes.
Okay, so now for some of you, you might not have an easy time with it like Ben because you've practiced this, so you've developed this over time. Some of you might need a little bit of space. So you're going to hit this, and what I'm going to ask you to do as soon as the ball leaves, I'm going to ask you to start counting backward from 10. So you can do it out loud, you can do it internally. The only thing I'm going to ask you to do is count backward from 10 once this ball goes somewhere.
10, 9, 8, 7,
All right.
6.
Very good. So if you're busy counting,
Yes.
you don't have time to run the narrative about how shitty things are and what's wrong with your golf swing, yes?
That's true. And typically what will happen with this one is by the time you get to, I don't know, 5,
6.
4, it's like you're over it. Like, okay, I'm good. I'm not going to freak out.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm going to.
Kind of feel silly for counting. Right. So for some of you who are overly attached to the outcome and you haven't learned that there's a difference between you and what the ball does, counting could be a useful strategy just to give you enough time to diffuse it so you can turn a reaction into a response.
Yes.
All right, cool. So we have counting. Is there anything that's helped you other than the two strategies that we've talked about so far?
Usually rating my commitment when the shot's over with, right? So I go right through my debriefing process. So I'm asking myself on a 1 to 5 scale, how well did I commit to my intention? So for me, it's not about the ball anymore. It's about how well I committed to the swing.
Okay, cool. So we talked a couple weeks ago about how to un-F yourselves and get control of that. So we talked about grading the process, which is what you just described, versus judging the shit out of the error.
Yeah.
Okay, so on this one, the third thing that you can do if you're not going to count and you're not going to say objectively what the ball does is you could say, how committed was I to one thing?
Yes.
And then use that 1 to 5 scale.
Yep.
You want to do that here now?
Sure.
So the only thing, once this ball goes away, he's going to check in internally how committed was he to one thing. What were you committed to?
I was committed to sensing the weight move slightly to the right.
Oh.
That's it.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how committed were you really?
5. So that was a good commitment there. So I was judging my success based on how well I kept my attention on the weight of the golf club and what felt slightly to the right for me.
Very good.
So I did a good job committing there. But even if I could do one where I have poor commitment too, and as opposed to judging the shot, I'm just saying, I'm a 1 on my commitment scale and I move on.
Okay. So learn to say objectively what the ball did without bringing the dramatic story to the party. For some of you who are overly attached, you can start counting just to give yourself enough time and space so you don't turn a reaction, rage out, if you will, and then learning to grade the process.
Yeah.
Yes.
Breathing is another thing that's worked for some people. So you just start immediately focusing on your breath. And for those of you who like to freak out, why don't you just allow yourself to freak out for 5 seconds? Or maybe it's 10 seconds and then you got to drop it. I know that's one of the things that Tiger actually did through the years is his dad gave him 10 seconds where he could freak out. But after that, it was over. It was done. So for those of you who feel the need to rage, give yourself 10 seconds.
Okay. So in an effort to continue to help yourself, we'd like you to try some of these strategies and then, again, share with us things that have helped you to turn a bad round, keep it from going off the rails, in moving forward to save a bad day, if you will. Like, comment, and share. If you subscribe to our YouTube page, we have a lot more of this, and you'll see how this fits in the bigger picture of what we're doing. So if you subscribe, it helps us keep making these videos. We appreciate your support. Thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.